Welcome to Professor's Garage. This touchscreen is loaded with features and looks so good. I wish my old Honda Odyssey has it. It's a reliable vehicle, but the technology is stuck in the past. The CD player, AM/FM radio, and the digital display. Even the rear view camera, the only high-tech feature, is due for an upgrade. But we are about to change all that. Look at this. The vehicle is transformed with modern technology, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and front and rear dash cameras. Let's dive into the installation and bring this Odyssey from the last decade into 2024. Welcome to Professor's Garage. Today we are upgrading this Honda Odyssey with a 9-inch wireless car stereo, a test unit that includes Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a 2.5K front dash cam, and a high-resolution rear camera. In just a few simple steps, we'll turn this vehicle into a modern driving experience. Start with mounting the new screen. Find a suitable spot on the center dash under the windshield. We're going to glue the mount for stable installation, which will endure hot weather. Make sure the screen is positioned comfortably within the reach of your fingers. Before we get into the details of wiring and hiding the cables, let's connect everything together and make sure they all connect and function properly. Connect the rear camera RCA input, connect the USB-C cable and plug in the other end to power up the unit. Now check out the front and rear cameras. This also gives you a chance to understand the orientation to install the rear camera. Also test the audio output. There is no Bluetooth on this old vehicle, but AUX produces the best sound quality among the options I have. Now that all seems to work, we can focus on wiring and how to route the cables so they are not in the way. We will route the power cable to the secret lighter and keep it tucked away. I cover the power cable and AUX audio line under the passenger mat, and then press them into the gaps around the trims and weather strips. The key here is to keep everything tidy and hidden. Now comes the most challenging part, the installation of the rear camera. Do a rough-in by loosely route the cable from the front to the rear to make sure your cable is long enough for the route you have in mind. We are going to mount it externally next to the license plate to get the best view possible. It's crucial to carefully hide the cable, especially around the side airbags, to maintain a clear look and safety. A few things to pay close attention to. Number one, you can easily press and tuck in the wiring into the gaps around the airbag covers and under trims and weather strips. But a better way is to pry open the trims with the side airbag and secure the cable with zip ties so they do not block airbag deployment. Number two, you can mount the rear camera internally on the rear window glass, which is super easy to do. But if you choose to mount it to the outside of the tailgate, I will show you the details and tips to make it fit perfectly. Number three, the rear camera doesn't need additional power source. Once it's connected to the unit via the RCA cable, it's powered on and will work. However, if you want to trigger the rear view when the car is in reverse, you should connect the additional red wire from the rear camera to the green wire on the backup light connector. Note a black wire is usually the ground. A splice wire terminal like this will make it easy to draw power there. Number 4. If you want to mount the rear camera externally, follow along. You will need to fish the cable and get it through some channels. And remove some rear panels and trims for a better view to route the cable. On this Odyssey, I also had to drill a hole on the license plate light cover to thread it outside. And cut off a portion of the light connector housing so everything can get back together without biting each other. Take your time with this step and make sure the cable is hidden and secure. We are using adhesive cable clips to keep everything in place. With everything connected, it's time to pair the phone via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi for Android Auto. Once it's connected, every time you start the car, it will start recording on both the front and rear cameras and automatically get into the Android Auto and CarPlay mode if your phone is nearby. It's a touch screen and everything is a touch away. I mount the screen at a perfect distance from my driving position, but for my wife, the touch is too far away. So if you have multiple people driving the car, take this into consideration when you mount the screen. I prefer the glue mounting, which is permanent and stable even during the hot summer season. But you do have the alternative to use one of the suction cups on either the dash or the windshield. And when you put the car in reverse, it automatically shows you the rear camera view with the backup guidelines. I've already used the unit on a number of road trips for short distances of 10-20 minutes to longer ones of 1 hour or 2. The unit has worked out nicely with music and navigation. For me, the best is the voice control with Google Assistant and Siri. Hey Google, take me to the Peace Valley Park.
Sure, Peace Valley Park.
The sound quality from the aux input is great. I have also tested FM, which is underwhelming. On the road, the 2.5K front camera captures crisp footage, while the high-resolution rear camera offers clear views when reversing or driving. Because I installed it outside, it's super clear without glare. This upgrade isn't just about convenience. It enhances safety and brings your driving experience into the modern age. Before we wrap up, I'd like to share my suggestions and recommendations on the product. We found the parking guidelines on the rear camera helpful, but they are not adjustable. I was told by the seller that they will be working on a software update to support this calibration. Also, the main power adapter lacks USB ports, which means once it's in use, there's no additional ports to charge your phone and other devices from the same power source. The seller did include an additional power adapter with multiple USB ports if you have another secret lighter to connect to. but it would be even better to include additional USB ports on the main adapter. The cables, especially for the rear camera, were just long enough for my installation. For this Odyssey, an extra 3 feet would allow for more flexibility during installation, especially when routing around airbags. For medium-sized or compact vehicles though, the cables will be more than long enough. I have communicated all these to the seller and they promised to update the product to address these issues. They will also consider including small parts such as adhesive cable clips and splice wire terminals in the box, so you will have everything necessary for this complete installation. Overall, I love this new addition and enjoy every moment with the technology. You can find the link to this product in the video description. There's also a coupon code for viewers of this channel, so feel free to check it out. And there you have it, a complete transformation of our 2010 Honda Odyssey or any older vehicle to bring it up to date with the latest technology, CarPlay, Android Auto with front and rear dash cameras. This is what you need in one box to make your journeys easier and safer. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Professor's Garage. Your comments and questions are always welcome, so feel free to leave them below. Remember, if Professor can do it, you can do it too. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and give you peace. 平安。